I'll try and be quick, and I've got lots of pictures. Never said that before, and I don't think I'll be able to say that again. I must say I am honoured to be a part of this small island called a wedding party. I mean, everyone looks absolutely amazing. Everyone, you know, looks amazing. You can't polish a turd, but even Germans scrubbed it up all right. When Frankie told me that the wedding was festival themed and that I would be on last, I told my partner. By the look on her face, I knew that she saw me as more of a woman. Thank you. I know that there's been a few bumps and scrapes during this wedding, including the limo.
That was ad-libbed.
For those who don't know me, my name is Chris. You might have heard me being mentioned as Barrsy, and I've known Brett for well over 20 years. Before I dive in, I need to apologise to Brett's mum, Jackie. We got up to a lot of shit. When Brett and I first met, I had just moved from Northamptonshire to Brandon. It was a new setting and I couldn't find my place until a kid who I can only describe as Gollum with glasses. Everyone thought I was weird because I was a chubby new kid who couldn't talk properly, and Brett was weird because he had a we weren't just weird anymore, we were weird together, which is way more acceptable for everyone else. Still, let's just put it this way, there's been more speeches tonight than we had friends in our school career. All great friendships start with a mutual ground. Ours happened to be our mutual hatred for the PE teacher, Mr. Bonus. Me, I was always going to hate PE because, I'd sweat putting my PE kit on. Simple story. However, Brett and Bonus hated each other on a more mental level. Brett always was and always has been one to stand firm on his feet. The louder and stronger the character is, the more defiant Brett becomes. I'm sure you can all agree that there is no amount of pressure that you can put on the guy. If he's made his mind up, that's it, he's doing it. Ready for any consequence. One of the many aspects about Brett that I have always admired and respected, and something where we are most alike. There are multiple stories of our time at Brecton that I could use, all of which it got us into a lot of trouble. Like stealing Dean Royal's bike. It's found in the zip line putting it outside your mum's house. The fact that Brett always took a sports bag to school with nothing in it related. I was convinced that he was running an illegal business. Selling discount sweets for higher prices. It was massive, but he always asked me for a pen. To be honest, I genuinely don't know why, how we are still alive, mate. Especially with the stories from the days when we hung out at the Lime Pit, which, what was it, a 50, 60 foot drop? Easy. There was he swinging over a branch, The story that I'd like to tell, however, has two parts, so I know there's been a lot of speeches, so please bear with me.
Why you got bear with you?
It was the last day of school before we took the move from Brecton to Milden Hall. Like a player, Brett decided that he wanted to end things with me, so he got this picture of us two and took it into the boys' toilet and decided to burn it. We start school when there's an emergency assembly, and the head teacher comes in fuming, holding up a charred corner of the photo, claiming that there was an arsonist in the school. We kept silent. Afterwards, Brett, for some reason, decided to fess up to the tutor, and me being loyal, decided, yeah, I haven't done anything, but fuck it, I'll enjoy it. Right, so we get sent to the head teacher, he tries to give us detention, but I had that back and I said, look mate, it's the last day of school, we're not fucking doing it, no way. So, the head teacher, he had his hands tied behind his back, we received no punishment, and I thought things would be cool, but no, I didn't see him for the whole summer holidays. First day of Milden Hall, Brett is ignoring me. Our friendship, it seemed, was over. And for some reason, about a week later, he decided to chuck an empty bottle of cherry coke at me. So I pushed him, he pushed me back, and before you know it, we had a full-blown fist fight. And I decided, right, I've had enough of this. I grabbed him around the waist and I chucked us in the nearest bush. So we were
I won that fight, by the way.
I learned something today, we were pulled apart by a couple of sixth formers and the history teacher. Brett had lost his glasses and was shouting at me about it, how if we didn't find them, then I owed him a new pair. The glasses were found by some unsung hero, which saved my skin, as my mum would have bollocked me big time. Talking of which, Brett knows to get on the wrong side of my mum, because we got bollocks laughing at Casino Royale, didn't we? In the cinema. So we're now at the head teacher's office, both mad as hell, but feeling awesome, as we let go of some pent-up anger. I knew we were friends again because all it took was one look, and we were both laughing. That was it, friends again. Couples have make-up sets, Fraser and I have make-up fights. And for good measure, the bush is still there and it's still flat. And I learnt today that you got suspended, but I didn't. I could go on all day about the memories that I have dug up, like the time I went in on a video camera and decided we were the next Jackass and Dirty Sanchez. The time that I accidentally split Brett's head open, throwing sticks in the woods, and he had to get his head glued. Bunking off school, the time he crashed his mum's car when you were on holiday, sorry. The Nissan Micra that you gave me that lasted about 6 weeks and it had a slow puncture. But to be fair, it got me out of a job that I hated, so thank you. I'd love to talk about the gigs we've been to, mainly the darkness. The time we opened the window out in the butcher's windows so the sausages looked like penises. The best part about that is I actually worked there. And I'd like to talk about the drunk nights we've had, but I don't want to bore you because I could literally go on. Just know that all these stories aren't solely to target Brett, because we came as a team. If one of us was taking the hit, the other would take the same hit. This subconscious knowledge is what's kept us close all these years. Brett is my brother, who's turned my broken and troublesome childhood into a great one. And no matter how much time passes, and how much he does my nutting, I will always remember the escape he provided me from my home as a child. Right, so, the serious part. Right, it's nearly over, mate. You took 20 minutes in the face. Right, so, the serious part where I don't try and embarrass him. I get to sum up the boy I met to the man he has become, as I've known him a very long time. I have to mention something that he's probably forgotten from being so humble about it and to save me embarrassment. It was one of my weakest moments, and he did something that I will never forget. When my ex-girlfriend left me, Brett came over that evening to see if I was okay and noticed that she'd taken everything that was her, even the plates and cutlery. He didn't say anything, he just made sure I was alright, gave me a bro hug and left. An hour later, he turned up again, this time with a plate, a bowl, a knife, a fork and spoon that he'd got from his kitchen. I mean, he could have bought me a cup, but look at it. Where was I? In my moment of need, he thought of me, made sure I was okay and made sure I could survive, and he's never mentioned this to anyone. He has his humble side where he won't ask for help unless absolutely needed. He's only asked me for support twice in the last 10 years. One was to be his best man, and the other was when he needed a shoulder to lean on during a family crisis. He has ADHD growing up, something that my son has been diagnosed with. I see so much of my Brett in my son. For one thing, he's a massive dickhead.
That's not the word you told me.
In all seriousness, I say this from the bottom of my heart, if Jacob turns out to be half the man that you are, I will be the proudest dad. Brett has overcome obstacles and he has a fierce love for the Webb family, and he really stepped up after Alan passed. He is a rock, and those ladies all love him individually and collectively. Brett, keep treating Sophie like your queen, and you guys will have a long and happy marriage. Sophie, you look stunning. I don't know where Brett has always been looking. I don't know how Brett has always been lucky to have female attention. Long nose, long, well, whatever.
It's a Brett thing.
All misogyny. Truth is, he is lucky to have you. Thank you, Sophie, for making my best friend happy. You obviously have something that I don't. before I finish with a 40th and final toast, I have been asked by the bride and groom to mention about signing the guest book and to please fill out the bride versus groom cards that are on the table. Also, if you can, once the speeches are all finished, could you make your way to the bar area?
No.
Alright, so...
What are you going to do about it?
Right, so I think Brett's ego has been destroyed and rebuilt enough times, and I've bored you guys for long enough. So let's go party and celebrate. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can stand